It's the first time in their lives that Delphine, Ravensong, and Soraya are all together. For the sisters, returning to Fort Providence is about reclaiming the youth they never had, a chance to experience what was stolen.
We hopped in the truck and we went looking for buffalo this morning, and we said, if we'd grown up here, we would have done that together as teenagers. We would have been out buffalo chasing too, right? So we're doing some of the things that, we haven't ever done. Jumping on beds and stuff like that.
But there's also a sense of what could have been.
A sense of loss of culture and family and community. And like I said, we come here trying to get some of that back, trying to regain some of that back. So I think mainly a loss of self identity.
The Sisters Reunion is a pilot project for more 60 Scoop survivors to come home. Ravensong runs a nonprofit called the Sixties Scoop Indigenous Society of BC. The organization secured a grant to fund survivors returning to their home communities. And the society's board decided who better to go first than their president.
I couldn't do it if my sisters weren't willing, right? So the biggest part was getting them to confirm, right? And it hasn't been easy for any of us to make commitments to anyone because of who we are. And to make a commitment to do something this big with not knowing each other, that was a big thing, right? It was scary.
While in the community, the sisters paid their respects at the cemetery.
This is my mom! This is my mom!
What?
My mom!
And found family they didn't know were there.
I think it's amazing that she is home. She's where she needs to be, and hopefully she can find some peace.
But the feelings are layered.
They knew that she had 3 daughters, and they chose to do a burial or a memorial day for my mom and never told any of us. We want to be part of these things.
The sisters met some of their relatives and heard stories about their mother, but they didn't always get the warm welcome they were hoping for.
I think a reconnection is between us 3 here. As far as a reconnection within the community, even though we're from here, we weren't raised here, so we're strangers to okay. And if you can wrap your head around that concept, is we're from here, but we're strangers, and we're treated as such.
Lou Jobs traveled with the sisters. He's an advisor with the 60 Scoop Indigenous Society and a survivor originally from Tuktoyaktuk. He's had his own experience going back to his home community.
We didn't grow up here, right? Yes, we're family, but we want to meet you. I think the other thing is the misconception is people think we want something out of them when we come home. We don't. We just want to meet them. I just want to know where I'm from.
One elder says it's because the community is still dealing with its own healing from colonial practices, and it can be hard to trust.
Well, we sometimes, because of our own, as a people and as a community and the history, trauma is a big thing now.
But Bonatruge says that what the sisters are doing is important and sets an example for the stolen children who want to come home.
The missing children are going to be coming home, and they will be bringing something new to us. And something new is human nature, to be a little bit scared.
Ravensong says she hopes to come back to Fort Providence next summer. Her sisters aren't sure whether they'll join her, but they agree the community does feel like home.
A part of my soul, and a part of who I am, is tied here, and there's just no escaping it.
Whether they return or not, this has been a reunion they'll never forget. Natalie Pressman, CBC News, Fort Providence.